I watched a lot of baseball for a lot of years. And what I saw from a strategy standpoint was that teams who could manufacture runs won games. And it wasn't that every kid that got up to the plate was going to hit a home run. They weren't going to be the star pitcher. They weren't going to be, anything. They were all excellent at what they did. And every team had one or two superstars. But what the teams who won were really good at was getting runners to second base. Because at second base, you can steal third, and a single when you're at third drives you home. And so to me, it is likening it to operating the business from a people perspective, from a culture perspective, from an experience and product perspective, and really just from a financial operational perspective, doing those things with excellence day in and day out, no matter what, has yielded results and momentum in our organization that has been a platform from which we could then execute some pretty measured tactics and strategies for growth. But I think without that underlying core excellence, it's not sexy. It's not something that, an entrepreneur like Doug looks at and is like, man, this is just the best thing since sliced bread. It's just operating with excellence in every one of those areas with intentionality day in and day out. And so we got really clear really quickly about that first layer. And then we had always had what I would call, it's really a three-legged stool of how we thought about growth. And those three things are our strategic partners, our communities, and our geography. And so we had to have, as a board, some really intense conversations around if all three of these three things hit, we believe that we could have exponential growth. If we were to be able to have 8 communities, Signature Pro, Signature Exec, Signature Entrepreneur, Signature Vet, our community, Signature Women, if we were able to take fully staffed communities of advisors out into different geographies, and we were able to tie those communities and those teams to powerful strategic partners, that is exponential growth. And so every tactic that we explored and continue to explore in the organization from a growth perspective is focused on one of those legs of the stool. But our goal is for every strategy to hit all three of those, because we believe that is the algebraic equation that leads to exponential growth.